What's up, everybody? This is CJ with the GOAT Sports Talk. Just wanted to discuss the Stephen Curry deal with the Golden State Warriors. Of course, you've probably seen the report. He signed for a 5-year deal worth $201 million. And, that's showing you the kind of contracts that are coming up. He was actually the first one to sign the contract of that magnitude in the NBA. Many of the deals were under $200 million for a while. And, now they've broken that threshold, and basically he's averaging, a little over $40 million a year. And, this is showing, what kind of money is going to be spent. And right now, the salary cap, I believe, is around $102 million until you basically, are beginning to have to pay the luxury tax. Now, when you look at that kind of contract, it's going to basically start making it harder for teams to kind of build a team with 3 max level superstar players. Now, the word max in the NBA is basically, something that is being thrown around a lot, in part because of the fact that the owners cannot pay specific players what they're really worth on the market. Hence the reason why LeBron James said that it should have been a $400 million contract, which would have been about $80 million a year of what he felt he brought to Golden State. And there's a lot of argument you can say that because, Golden State, when it was originally owned by the owner, it was worth about $400 million. And now it's worth over $2 billion. And it's in large part because of the play of Stephen Curry first. And then, you could say the ability of the role players that were there, but also the other all-star caliber players, and Draymond Green, who was a second-round pick, and Klay Thompson, who wasn't touted to probably be as good as he is. And they've actually gotten a lot out of those players that they drafted. And then, of course, we know that they added on Kevin Durant, and they re-signed recently Andre Iguodala to a 3-year, $48 million contract. So now, with this happening, we expected this to happen. At the end of the day, with Stephen Curry and his contract, it's good that he didn't take a cut. He did get paid like 4 years, $44 million, with really $11 million a year. And over the course of that contract, he pretty much played like a first team All NBA point guard. Over the course of that contract, of course, we know that he, prior to that contract that he had signed previously, which was a 4-year, $44 million contract, he had problems with his ankles. He was always hurt. He was out. He had multiple surgeries. And there was a cause for concern as far as his longevity in the NBA. And, I'm pretty sure that if they had offered him anything less than the max, it would have looked bad to Golden State. Because if he had decided to leave, let's say they didn't offer him a max deal and out of principle he decided to leave, it would have been a bad look on Golden State's part because of the fact that they knew what they were supposed to pay him. Now, with Kevin Durant has an option himself of what he would want to do. Is he going to leave and go somewhere else, or is he going to accept a lower amount of money with Golden State, or is Golden State going to sign also Kevin Durant to a max deal, and they're going to be well over the cap? Because one, they're paying Draymond Green close to 17, 18 mil a year or so. Or let's just round up. It's because we know that there's other players on the team, but let's just round up for sake of this talk. Around $20 million for Draymond, around $20 million for Klay, $40 million for Steph Curry. That right there is around $80 million tied up. Another $40 million for Kevin Durant, $120 million, and another $16 million tied up to Andre Iguodala. They're going to they would be well over the cap, and they would basically be paying have a major tax bill to foot. Now, Golden State is very popular, especially nowadays because of the fact that they have, all these great players. They're basically forming what looks like could be a dynasty. And, of course, they also beat LeBron James in the finals twice, regardless of, the team makeup in 2015 and the fact that they added on Kevin Durant in 2017. No one gives a damn. A lot of fans are rolling with them because a lot of people don't like LeBron, and the fact that they beat him twice over the last 3 years is enough for them to gain a lot of bandwagon fans, which means more money. They also, of course, got their loyal Bay Area fans as well. And then also they got a lot of fans out in the other parts of Cali and the West Coast that roll with them. that are Golden State, part of the Golden State Warriors nation. Okay, so when you look at that, I think that if you're an owner, I think you have to look into being willing to pay the tax bill for a couple of seasons. The reason why is because as the salary caps begin to increase, especially concerning the fact that they're going to actually have ad revenue, revenue that they're going to get from their jerseys, because companies are going to be signing up for ad space on the jerseys of these different teams. There should be more money down the road for them to probably fit those players under contract comfortably there, or eventually they might move or allow Klay Thompson to walk. So Klay Thompson could potentially end up walking and going elsewhere and signing a bigger deal. And I think that would, if there was an odd man out in terms of the four, it would be Klay Thompson, because I do believe that they feel they may be able to replace Klay Thompson with a comparable player. It's hard to replace the two-way ability of Klay Thompson, and that's the thing. That'll be very difficult to replace. But eventually, one of those guys is going to have to move, and it looks like long term they're looking to secure up, the two most talented players in their team, which would be Stephen Curry, and also Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant, we'll see if he's willing to take less than max. We'll see if somehow he's able to sneak in a $200 million contract for himself over the next 5 years as well.